Okay, so we're going to do an overview on our C5 8 and 9 series touchscreen controllers. So we're going to do two of them at the same time here. They're very similar. We'll show you some of the differences. So I can power it on like that with the power on the screen. And this is a 9 series cabinet, so we're going to be reading temperature and humidity. I've already had this one heating up. This is where I can control things from. So I could move this up to 170 degrees. And that's always going to be my setting. This is going to be the actual cabinet temperature inside, and the same thing over here with humidity. We just had this cabinet running, so the humidity, it's working on the humidity right now, and you can see that it's set at 65% because it already reached the temperature before, and it's working on its way. So you see it's working on the humidity. I can do different increments. So I showed you individual settings. If I wanted to make a big jump and I wanted to go down to say 150, I could do it like that, and from this screen I could go over to the humidity and change that setting to 40% and hit apply and use it that way. So very simple and easy to use. You can do minor adjustments or big adjustments, and then the 8 series is going to just have the temperature on it, which we'll show you in a second. The next function, so you see these 3 functions in the center of the screen. You've got menu preset settings and training help. We'll go over each one, but we'll start with the menu presets. So from this perspective, we've got all our recommended settings loaded into these different categories. So you've got meats, poultry, starches, fish, etc. And so if I go to meats, here's what Metro recommends, but some people want to change your settings. This is a good starting point. But for example, we could pick prime rib, and it's real simple. It keeps it easy for your employees, keeps consistency across your organization. I hit apply, so it's 175 and 75% humidity for prime rib. I hit apply, and you see the settings automatically change and go there. So I'm going to go over to the 8 series and show you quickly that interface, and then how the menu presets are a little different there too. Okay, so the 8 series, like I mentioned earlier, the screen's a little bit different here, where it's just the temperature. So we occupy a little more of the screen. The presets and the settings and the training help are inside, and you can see if I click on that, it's only going to give me the option to change the temperature, not the humidity, because it's a passive water pan. In terms of the menu presets on these ones, we'll go back into meats again, and you'll see a little different. On the other one, it said water pan full or water pan empty. All the meats, most of the time, it's going to be a full water pan in the 9 series. The 8 series here, if we pick prime rib, you can kind of see there's covered and uncovered. So with a dry cabinet, some meats you're going to want covered, like prime rib, because there is no moisture control. So I can hit that, hit apply, and you'll see it changes to 175. Okay, so we're back here at our 9 series cabinet, and I'm going to kind of go through some of the different settings and the help training features. So the help training feature is real simple on this cabinet. I hit that button. There's a QR code that'll take me to a website that gives you a bunch of links that you can click on. In this case, all I got to do is do that, and it's going to go right to the support page, which you'll see in a second. It's taking a second to load. Good for the 9 series cabinet. The 8 series would go to that one. So back to and then the settings are going to be a little more elaborate. There's a little more in there because there's a lot of different things you can do. So we've got the date and time. So you set the date and time. I have different options for day, month, year, or month, day, year. Different parts of the world use different methods. I can do a 24-hour or a 12-hour clock, and then I can adjust the time and set it. So what's important about the time and date is that it'll hold the memory for about 24 hours when it's unplugged, but if it's unplugged longer than that, it's going to reset, and you have to reset it. Okay, so we hit apply. There's different alarms. So on both the 8 and 9 series, there's a low temperature alarm, which I can set. We've got some presets here. I can adjust them individually. You might want to set your low temperature alarm at 140 degrees for food safety. I set that. I can turn the alarm to beep up and down, or I can turn it off completely. So we'll leave it up at 1 and hit apply. And then there's a timer feature. We have a whole tutorial on this, so just show you quickly, but there's you got to turn them on. There's different zones, so I can pick up to 15 timers, or I can pick 2, whatever I wanted to. And then we've got, these are the countdown timers, so I can set specific times to hold for a specific length of time. And I can put these values here. You can adjust these how you want, but this breaks it down into thirds and just tells you when it's getting close to expiring. And then the count up's real simple, where I pick my number of timers I want, and I also have, it just simply counts up. So we'll apply that one quickly and show you. My timers are here. If I wanted to start a timer, I just hit that timer, and that's going to start counting up. And then the next one. Okay, so let's go back into the settings. And temperature scale. So the cabinet will show up in Fahrenheit. I can hit it to centigrade, hit apply, and you'll see that change to 77C. We'll move that back to Fahrenheit, apply. And there's also an auto start feature, so I can set it for any day of the week to automatically start up at a certain time in the morning. So either the cabinet's preheated or we just want it to turn on every day so nobody forgets to do that. I can set the different days of the week, different times. You can totally customize this, and these will always save your settings for the next time through. We have different languages, so I can set it to Spanish, French, or English, or what we have in here. It's a nice feature for other parts of the world. There's a control lock, so I can turn this control lock on. I enter my password, and this is gonna lock certain features. So you may not want people to change the temperature, or you may not want them to change the settings. We can do that. And then lastly, there's this cabinet info section where there's a couple different things in here. So there's a USB function, which we have a whole tutorial on this as well. I can save the settings from this machine. So if I got all my settings set up and customized them, and I have multiple cabinets, I can load those same settings onto another machine using this load settings. I can download a HACCP data log, so my temperature and humidity over time, which is a nice food safety feature, and then I can format the USB as well on this screen. If I go back, there's a couple things I can do here too. Serial numbers on the back of your cabinet in a data label. So if you wanted to get the serial number on the front here, I can go to edit serial number and enter that serial number. I've already entered this one. And then that way it's always there if you have service and you want to easily look at it. It's a nice little efficiency feature. This is more of a selection for when we're programming for the different type of cabinets. So they're so similar, so they share similar software. And then there's a factory reset button. So if I wanted to set those settings back to the factory reset, I could do that as well.